Okay. We do have a game though between Alex and David. "5:34 p.m. here in Romania." 5:34 p.m. Well, they agreed to 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, which it is now. I am in contact with Bucharest leader, so that's good. What's up, Diebot? All right, let me change our title. Oh, I think I did already. Okay, good. All right, welcome everyone to Michigan versus Bucharest Division 1 match. Michigan, I believe, is in third place, only behind Warsaw and Yale. Warsaw is undefeated 7-0. Yale is 6-1, only having lost to Warsaw. Michigan, I believe, is 4-2. They've only lost to Warsaw and Yale. UMich captain here. Our team is all here and ready to play. Awesome. Busy college student tuning in with the appropriate name. I believe that would be Kevin. Good to see you. And I wish you guys good luck. So, yeah, this should be a close match. Assuming Bucharest will show up. We do have at least one of their players here, which is, you love to see it. Are there other Bucharest players online? That is a great question. Apparently, their captain is contacting their team as we speak. There was a time zone difference or change, something, daylight savings. I don't know. Europe is weird, or maybe we're the weird ones. But David's on top of it. David knows. David is an international master rated 2000. Very interesting. So, yeah, we'll stick to this game at least for now. Yeah, I guess I should have warned the players about the time zone. But yeah, after this match, and like they should be ready to play against Harvard because they were playing back-to-back matches. There's no more European teams that we're watching, so it's just US teams after this. Okay, so trade of rooks. Knight has to take back, and now is there knight takes on b5 or b takes on c4? I don't know which one's best. Okay, taking on c4. Maybe this is better because you don't move the knight twice. You develop the bishop in one move. Getting ready to castle. Whoops. All right, so yeah, does black take back or you do something else? Taking definitely helps white capture on c4 with the bishop. But not capturing allows white to win material by taking on b5. So the question is, do you take with the knight or with the pawn? Probably you take with the knight, you maintain your pawn structure, and you also introduce more trades. You're offering a bishop trade. Oh, 30. So, I mean, if they have to wait 30 minutes, then you can claim, I guess, forfeit wins for the first two rounds against them. So it's up to you guys. but yeah, if they're playing the next 5 minutes, that should be fine. Props to David though, being on time. Okay, so black brought the bishop to b7 and then traded on f3. So this king is not going to castle. This king has castled, but now there's a rook staring at him. This pawn's really nicely placed. So knight here blocks the pawn. So this knight here is really well placed, defending this as well. So white would love to get this bishop involved somehow. He would love to go here. Maybe you do this. Maybe you give up this pawn because after knight takes, there's no queen takes because bishop takes with check. Discovery on the queen. So probably bishop d3 right now. Yeah, that's exactly what white's going for. And now probably you want to play g6 or something. And then you tuck the bishop back or forward. Probably forward actually. Hit this knight, behind it. Let's see. Do you guys think David's going to take on d4? Can Bucharest switch? I don't think they have more players. I could ask them. I mean, okay, g6 has been played. Oh, I see another game here. Dasani Bottle Cap, also known as Kevin Haas. The board 2. I don't know if Michigan's missing a player. I feel like they might be. I mean like substitute. I think Kevin's normally the board 3. I forget. Where should I learn strong openings from? YouTube. Or a coach. Or both. That's what I would recommend. YouTube is free. Yeah. Lots of free resources online. I highly recommend Chess Network. Jerry from the Chess Network. Also John Bartholomew. There's a lot of good ones. I mean, a lot of people have their own preferences, so you should check them all out if you can. Kevin from the chess website. That's a throwback. Although he still makes content. Okay, so what do we have here? We got Mr. VJK. Radu Christian Toma. The third board from Bucharest, 22-23, up against Kevin. We got Ben Lee starting their game against the bottom board from Bucharest. You love to see it. Rated 100 here. So about 27.5 times their rating. I assume this is not accurate. It would appear that they seem to know what they're doing. So I'm curious to know what their actual rating is. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you can get a rating lower than 100. Okay, but we have all 4 games underway, which you love to see. First match so far today. All right. Alex is down to 10 seconds. This is the board 3 from Michigan against the board 2. We have resignation. So David starting off the match with the win for Bucharest. All right, what's happening in this one? We got a pawn on e5. Black has yet to castle. They can castle kingside. They got this really really bad bishop back here. Gonna need a couple moves before that guy gets out. So queen attacks the pawn. Queen develops to defend. Now black can castle. Maybe you play c5. Attack the queen. b6. I'm not sure what b6, maybe to bring the bishop out to either b7 or a6. So now there's the c5 move. c5 followed with bishop b7. Or you can castle again. Okay, knight back. So maybe that's why they play b6. Ah, maybe the knight wants to go to d7 and attack this pawn again. White will always have f4 at least. Oh, they go g4. That is quite the move. That is quite the move. Very committal. As you all should know, pawns do not move backwards. So this creates permanent weaknesses on some of these squares. So yeah, you can take. Bishop takes pressure here. This is defended twice over. Castling instead. So now probably white wants to take. And now how do we take? With the rook. More pressure here. We have f4 now. Locking this in. Maybe black returns the favor with g5. No, the rook goes completely back. That's somewhat surprising to me. Maybe worried about this. But like even still, when you take with the rook, it's mostly because you want to do a rook lift and attack the king, especially with the exposed g file. So normally I would say like if you wanted to retreat the rook, you'd probably go to f7. But maybe Kevin wants to leave f7 open for the queen. Perhaps. I'm not sure. We will see. Kevin's down a minute, so he's going to have to speed up a little bit. Let's tune in to Ben. How's Ben doing? So both sides castle, king side. Knight's connected for black. Some pressure here. It is defended. Ben is up a minute, which is good. Bishop here seems like a decent move as well. So yeah, overall position's fairly even. Probably need to get this bishop or this knight out, but probably you don't want to hang this guy. So yeah, I don't know what the plan is here. Probably, I don't know, can you develop here? Maybe this. Rook here at some point. Let's check out Healthy Brick 2 versus Jackie. International Master top board from Bucharest. So, okay, knight takes bishop looks like a thing. And then rook takes back. So, white just getting the rook to the open e-file makes a lot of sense. Healthy Brick 2. This is the bottom board from Michigan, Evan Ling. Rook c8 with tempo, hitting the queen. Probably queen b3? Nope. I liked queen b3 because you hit this pawn opposite the king. So queen here, double the queen and rook on the f-file. This pawn is defended for now. We have a rook lift from white. Probably going to g3. You could go here. Yeah, you could go here now. Probably rook f3 is good. Nope, doubling on the e-file. Let's tune back in with Kevin. Kevin's under a minute, 45 seconds. Looks like Kevin's up material, so let's see what happened. Okay, so pawn sacrifice here. Hit the queen, and now... Yeah, these pawns are very weak. There goes a second pawn. So down 2 pawns, but black's pawns are pretty bad. This pawn's is good though. We got the outside passer. But this this black queen kind of cut off, kind of on the sideline. Rook g2 is a move, attacking h6, which would threaten then mate. So actually, yeah, how do you defend? I normally you'd bring the king over, but the bishop's here. I guess you could go here, but you gotta be very careful. Yeah, rook g2 looked really good. Rook g2 looked pretty good. So the queen probably wants to go here, actually. Also pressure on this pawn, so the queen's tied down. Yeah, Kevin's position looks really rough. Not gonna lie about it. Rook a7, help defending laterally. Maybe rook f7 on the cards. White can play bishop g6 if they wanted to, which is somewhat annoying. Probably you want to wait. Yeah, you want to get the queen here first. Rook here. Queen back, opening up the bishop. Taking here, that forks the rooks. So rook f7, defending both of them. So that's defended. What was the move here? Bishop c2. Apparently bishop c2 is just winning on the spot. Bishop c2 now, but now... Okay. Why was bishop c2 so good at this point? I don't know. We'll have to go back and look. What's up, Diamond Cutter? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, looks like... who is this? Radu Christian Toma? Oh, they're checkmating now. Yeah, there it is. I looked away for a second. So we got a point for David. We got a point for Radu. I don't know. Their names are going to be hard for me to pronounce. I'm not Romanian. Bishop c2 forces queen a2 and bishop h7 check. Ah, discovery. Because, well, why didn't it work then? Because the king had moved, maybe? I forget. But good to have Wikipedia tuning in. They got a big game against Northeastern later today. Which, I mean, I was going to stream it, but I think U Chicago is playing Georgia Tech. So that might be a bit more interesting for Division 1 purposes, at least. Ah, we have a flag from Ben. So we got one game left. So Michigan gets their top board a point. So keeping it close. They're only 1 point behind Nicholas. Thanks for the follow. 18 seconds, though, for Healthy Brick. Knight versus bishop here. Even material. White only has 2 pawn chains, 2 pawn islands. Black has 4. We got isolated pawn, isolated pawn, isolated pawn. And we got 2 pawns here each, so. Okay, takes, pawn takes with check. Very peculiar. Rook here, yeah, this rook getting behind this guy. Oh, didn't mean to do that. That's not a good move. Alright, king here, much better. But yeah, these pawns now are not so good. So, black probably has the edge now. Wait, rook h4, right? No? Okay, here. f5 is hanging. So Jackie should try to convert this. I mean, it looks like they are. Yeah, I didn't like taking on f5 with the pawn. It seemed like a losing endgame. So yeah, black is just forcing these trades. Huh. This is quite peculiar. b3 trade. Yeah, if you go f5, then there's king here, and then you're in zugzwang. King d6, yep, and that's completely winning. That is completely winning. Now you have to move the king. King here next. There goes this guy. King here, yeah. You got 2 passed pawns to none. So Jackie gonna squeak this one out, giving Bucharest a 3-1 lead. Alright, we got some more games here. So top board from Bucharest. Here we got Ben, only point leader from Michigan. The point leader in general, I guess I should say. How can I play? You have to be a college student on a team. I'm receiving word that Andrew Tang's phone died mid-match, which is why you couldn't accept the challenge later. So that makes sense. I should have guessed. Anywho. Alright, so Ben seems to be up material already. Let's see. How did this happen? Okay, so we got Queen's Gambit accepted, it seems, and then black trying to hold on to this, but ultimately losing the pawn. So both sides castled, king side. Black is offering a trade of rooks. White just plays h3. Is bishop a6 a move? Looks like bishop a6 was a move. I'm in high school. Is Sammy here? I don't think Sammy's here. And yeah, we don't take high school players in the Collegiate Chess League, as you have to be in college. But assuming one day you make it to college, then you can join if your college has a club to register a team. So hopefully one day we'll have you. Just let me know when you get there. All right. So yeah, I think black missed an opportunity here, and Ben might have seen it, so they moved the rook out of the way. So now knight back to d2, perhaps to launch the f pawn. Perhaps. Probably knight e4 is a good move as well for Ben. Let's check in with Kevin. Kevin looks to be doing well. This bishop isn't great. These pawns aren't great. The king's still in the center. I mean, neither side is castled. But yeah, look at the time difference as well. Kevin is up 3 minutes. So black decides to go queenside. White could castle either way. Okay, attacking the bishop on e6. B3 could be a good move here for white. Lots of pressure. No, they decide to go h3. Bishop here. Maybe looking to go to g5. That's cool, Nicholas. A chess book? Okay, e4. So if pawn takes, probably knight takes, hitting the bishop. Okay. What do you take with? Knight, bishop, or queen? I'm guessing knight. Bishop might also be good. I'm not sure. Okay, they go with the knight. Yeah, maybe bishop was better because knight keeps pressure on c4, right? And you're threatening to take the bishop on e6. Let's check David versus Healthy Brick. Ooh, active king in the center. Queens are off. Black is castle king side. Black has this awkward light square bishop. Lots of pawns in the way. Although potential trade here. I think that favors white though. Getting the knight in the center like that and separating these pawns. Helping white develop. So I like white here actually. I think white's got the better structure. Perhaps. Let's see Jackie's game. Jackie, top board from Bucharest. So 2-on-1 majority on the outside for black. I don't see how they quite push through. The Jackie's up so much time. Almost 3 minutes. That's going to be huge. Speaking of time advantage, Kevin's up a lot of time against Dolana. I don't know. Okay, knight takes e6 is a threat. So yeah, we did have a capture there. Oh, if the king goes here, you can win the exchange. Yeah, looks like they're going for it. Rook takes, bishop takes, pawn takes here. Probably you want to take this. Maybe that then? Ooh. Ooh, that would be annoying. So, yeah, going for the exchange. Maybe a little premature. I'm not sure. Queen here might be an idea. Queen here. There's rook here, though. Probably not so good. I'm sure. At least not immediately. We might have some very distant relatives. I think everyone's 50th cousins, right? Okay, we have a draw offer right here. Draw offer from Alex. Declined from Jackie. Jackie wants to press with the time advantage. So we will see. Let's stick to this one though. Kevin's opponent only has 30 seconds. So capture on d4. Black is deciding how they want to take. probably with the knight. If you take with the queen, then there's bishop takes on c6. Knight takes comes with tempo on the queen. And now the bishop is under attack. Bishop tucks back. Yeah, white just wants to get castled, honestly. Kevin's also up some material. He's up in exchange. Queen check. Can we go b4? b4? There's queen takes b4. And then knight c2 check. Blocking here. Now there's knight c2. Knight c2 check. Oh man, there's bishop d2 check. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Oh, it's so pretty. Yeah, queen c3 was a really bad move. Because now there's knight discovery with the rook. Queen takes. Oh, filthy. Filthy. Yeah, this is not a rated 100 player. So, oh man. Rook f1. Yeah, bishop d2 is nice. Yeah, I think after queen a5 check, Kevin's best bet was to oh my god, don't flag. Oh man, 4.2 seconds. Rook takes f2, yeah. Kevin's only hope is to flag at this point. 2, 1, 3.8. The a2 pawn is hit. Okay, queen takes a2. There's rook c1. Threaten mate. Always threaten mate. Rook c1. Nah. Gotta go rook c1. I mean, you're down so much. I don't know. So queen defends the pawn. There's also a couple queen checks in the position. You could just run that one. Yeah, you can never take e7. There's queen d6 check, fork. Although you could take it, and then what you would have to do is after queen check, you try to go for e5 and hope they pre-move that. But at that point, you're just done. You're done for. Come on, Kevin, just go for it. No, you're losing. Oh, take here. There's still fork. Okay. Oh, Jackie just beat Alex. So Jackie is 2 for 2. Bishop here, attack the pawn, pawn push, defends itself. Yeah, I mean, I think Kevin's just not going for the tricks. He resigns. All right, we got one game left. So Kevin just lost to the bottom board. So bottom board gets their first point. So yeah, Bucharest up 5-1 now. Have I watched a Bucharest match before? I don't believe I have. I think this is our first time watching their games. Okay, Ben won by resignation. So Ben is 2-0. And we got one game left between David and Healthy Brick. I apologize to Ben. I didn't watch much of their game. This game looks like White's just up a pawn. But hold up. Rook b2. No, you get back ranked. My bad. Okay, here. You gotta do something else. So here. Okay, here I like this move a lot. Yeah, you'd love to go rook b2 and go pawn hunting, but the problem is your king is going to get back ranked mated. So black tried to make a flight square with tempo, but this rook here, so now this is mate. So now pawn push creates some space. So now, yeah, one of these pawns will fall. Rook a8, king over. Now maybe rook e8. That threatens mate. Yeah, this is a close match here. Black might be winning some pawns. They are down a pawn. So at this point, yeah, I'm not sure what white does. Okay, white goes for e5. Giving up the g2 pawn. It would be pretty hard to save it. But yeah, only less than 20 seconds for David. Okay, attacking h5. Just don't go king h6. Do not do this. That would be a big mistake. Okay, rook check, rook block. I assume rook block. Rook takes, king takes, rook check. No? Is there not rook check? King here. Pawn push. Oh, I don't know. So, okay, rook here. They didn't take... Oh, they didn't go rook g4. So now there's rook takes here. Yeah, I don't know. Was rook g4 like holding on to that pawn? I don't know. This should just be a draw now. White has the more active king, but hard to make progress. You'd love to play king f5, but the problem is there's rook b5 check. Ah, they repeated quickly. Okay, so draw between Healthy Brick and David. So that's a good result for the Michigan player. Bottom board. But yeah, Bucharest still has a 3-point lead going into halftime. So we have round 3 starting here. This is Jackie and Dasani bottle cap. Kevin. Jackie versus Kevin. So Kevin yet to get any points. He's lost to both the bottom boards from Bucharest. Now he's up against the top board, Jackie. So if he gets any points here, that would be nice. Let's see. Maybe Kevin's a second half player, you know? Knight takes, pawn takes. I'm not sure what this bishop's doing over here. Kevin's trying to get the queens off. Kevin is up a pawn. So white wants to leave the queen on the board. And I don't want to trade just yet. Down material for white. So they got the queen and rook both lined up on the g file. So bishop takes on d5 is a big threat from white. So yeah, this is actually kind of interesting. Probably you want to defend g7 somehow. Okay, queen d7, defending g7. Solid move. Connecting the rooks as well. I was thinking maybe queen e7, but I don't know. All right, bishop here. Opening up both queen and rook. Is the Dragon Sicilian a good opening for black? It sounds like a good opening. I don't know. I don't play the Sicilian. But the Sicilian's pretty solid in general. Alright, let's check out Alex. Can Alex avenge his team captain, who just lost to Delana? Wait, knight takes g2? What? What was this move? What was bishop b5? You're losing a piece. Knight takes h4. I'm very confused. Is Dolana playing really well, or I don't know, bishop b5. Okay, rook here. I mean, there's rook d8. You can castle queen side even if you want, which is the same as rook d8 basically. So yeah, Dolana should win this if they just don't hang the knight. Yeah, they castled. White should develop their knight now. 92. But yeah, this game should be lost. Let's go back to Kevin's games. Kevin's down time, but up material. He's trying to defend. White's doubled their rooks on the G file. Black's rook on A8's not contributing. Still needs to develop. So neither is this bishop. So black has some development issues to solve. He's a FIDE master? Okay. I believe. Okay, here this gives up the e4 square. Obviously takes is nice, but obviously black doesn't have to do that. Yeah, bishop e4, this is checkmate. So should probably try to defend that somehow. And how to do that, I don't know. I think f4 was probably not a good move from Kevin. Kevin's only got 30 seconds to Jackie's 4 minutes. So here we have h6. Can we take on g7? Probably not. Maybe like queen h5. No, bishop back. It looks like queen h5 just threatens like queen g6. Rook here. Trying to get rid of this bishop. So bishop takes, pawn takes. Yeah, I don't think Kevin's been playing too hot. No, there's rook takes f5. No, there's not. The rook's pinned. Never mind. So Kevin's playing based off the fact that he's got his bishop going to e4, but not anymore. Okay, he's attacking f3. Probably rook lift, right? Like rook g3? No, queen back. There's still bishop takes f3, queen takes, and then pawn takes on g5. But that's still pretty bad. Rook here I'm not a fan of because now there's no king g8. So queen over, can you just sacrifice on h6? I guess there's queen h7, which I'm forgetting. If queen takes on c3, then yeah, like you can take on h6 either way. Queen here, attacking f5, I guess, because the bishop's defending it now. But yeah, Kevin's in a pickle. Let's look at Alex's game again. So both players at about a minute. Looks like Dolana should win this one. Yeah, Alex, I think, just blundered a piece early. And now, what, they're down? Down a lot. Down in exchange in 2 pawns. Let's look at Ben versus David. Time is about even. Ben is up 3 points of material. Jackie just beat Kevin. So Jackie's flawless so far, 3 for 3. Kevin is 0 for 3. Oh, Alex just lost to Delana. So that's a second point for them. So Bucharest is 1 point away from winning the match, and they might have a round to spare as there are 2 games left in this one. Ben also looking to go 3 for 3. They're offering a queen trade since they are a material. Here we also have Healthy Brick versus Redu Christian. This position looking, I would say, maybe a little bit better for black because of the bishop pair. Knight check, bishop takes. Okay, so we have opposite color bishops. This could just be a draw now. I mean, probably it's equal on paper, but there's still plenty of chess left to be played in this game. Okay, queen here. Bishop d2. Maybe looking to go to f4. I wonder if white would consider playing g4. Okay, bishop here attacks the pawn. Queen steps up, defends it. Let's keep an eye on Ben's game. Ben versus David. So Ben is still up material. Up in exchange. David ruining Ben's pawn structure. So trading of pawns here. The rook is hit. So where does the rook go? Rook lifts. Attacking a4. Maybe just a5 for white. Yeah, so a5, rook a4, getting behind the pawn. Bishop back, defending the pawn. So that's a nice outpost square there. And now bishop to d5. I like this bishop d5 outpost a little bit better. Maybe more than a little bit better. Maybe a lot better. Okay, now e4. Okay, knight here. King attacks the knight. Knight maybe to d6. Probably the knight d6 is a little short on squares. I'm not sure. So maybe you play g4. Yeah, so g4, just locking the knight in there. Rook over, attacking h3. King defending, but now rook a3, right? How do you defend this? Okay, you block on e3. The knight's attacking on d5, but I don't think you want to take it because... Well, first off, you're allowing h3 check. But also, after c takes d5, then those pawns are connected. So rook steps over attacking, and now the rook defends, so you don't lose that material. Although, I mean, the knight still is pinned to h3 though, so maybe that's worth giving up for the activity. Probably it was. If you take with the a rook, you're guaranteed the skewer. So, yeah, I think rook d7 was unnecessary. Both players under a minute. Oh, Healthy Brick and Mr. VJ drew. So Healthy Brick's now up to a point. Redu Christian Thomas at 1.5. So yeah, Bucharest just needs a draw. Michigan needs to sweep the 4th round and win this game. Although it looks like Ben's doing well here, I will say. Little down on time, but he's gonna get that time back, I'm sure. Rook check, king up. Rook defends the bishop. Yeah, maybe this is just a draw too with the opposite colored bishops. So Ben's gonna have to figure out how to make progress. King's in check. Oh, sacking the rook. Sacking the exchange for the pawn. Pawn push here. Rook g2. Oh my god. What a beautiful move. White needed to blockade the e-pawn. Wow, 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 wow. Rook g2. That's so pretty. King over. Rook g2 regardless. And oh my goodness. g4, mate. Oh. That's so pretty. Yeah, if you gave g4 check, king over, rook check, there's an escape. But yeah, rook g2 first. What a beautiful finish from Ben. Keeping the hopes and dreams alive, the Michigan team. So they can still draw with a sweep. They need a sweep. But Alex and Kevin from Michigan haven't gotten any points. Healthy Brick, at least 1 out of 3. They got in 2 draws. But not too shabby for a 4th board. Here we got Alex versus Radu Christian, who just drew in the last round. Okay, g6. Your knight was hanging opposite white's queen, so a knight sacrifice for white could have worked, potentially. So pawn here just helps defend this. Knight moves, perhaps getting ready to move the f-pawn, perhaps. We got Ben versus Jackie. I kind of want to keep an eye on this one. Both of these players undefeated. Knight c3, castles being cut. The players are flying out of the gate here. Attack the bishop back, so inducing h6, a potential weakness in the long run. Queen d2 is a move for white. Nope, knight d2, but the players are playing fast. Yeah, white's just trying to make sure they're defending e4. Kevin, no, this isn't Kevin, this is Ben. Ben launching the kingside pawn storm. f5. I would take f5. No. Going h5. We got a pawn storm, ladies and gentlemen. Is f4 a move here for black? Is f4 a move? Oh, I guess you could take on c5. So they take on g4, and now probably you want to take on... I mean, my instinct is to take on g6. I don't know. It feels right. For me, at least. Could also take on g4. Both players still with 4 minutes. Let's see Kevin versus David. Kevin's last round to get some points. Oh, rook c2 is a move for black. I feel like that's kind of annoying. Hitting the queen. There it is. Knight b to d2, blocking. Rook takes b2. No, g5 first. So where's the bishop gonna go? I like I thought knight takes might have been a thing, right? Knight takes, pawn takes, bishop here. I would have considered it. Pawn push, castles, knight out. So yeah, black not taking on b2. Offering rook trade. So now rook takes b2. Yeah. And now a2 is hanging. So I'm not sure about this last move. Kevin. Let's see Ben's game again. Yeah, you could still take on g6. Somehow this queen got out. Why rook in here? Okay. f2 was threatened. King over, trade here. Now take on g6. You don't want to lose h6 or h5. It is defended by the queen, but it is attacked twice. Yeah, I would just take on g6 and then think later. Ben's putting in some time in the think tank. What are they thinking about? Yeah, I'm streaming Harvard versus Bucharest after this. Yes. So we got Bucharest back to back. We'll see if they get back to back wins. Harvard had to switch out a player. I believe they swapped out Jennifer Yu for a Yoon fan. Should be a good match regardless. I feel like Harvard and Michigan would be an even match too. I don't know. Okay, there goes f2. So now rook takes. Rook takes f2, and then where do you go? No, queen takes. Now queen g4, looking at e6 check. Yeah, I think black should have taken with the rook. I think white had a lot fewer options. There's also like, yeah, like queen e6 is a huge threat. Queen e6 check, and then followed by rook f1 for white. Like that's pretty close to lights out. But here, I mean, there's queen f6. Queen f6 defending against queen e6. No, now queen e6. Queen e6. This pins white's knight, but... Hey, so queen e6, king in the corner, right? And then what? Ben's low on time. Speaking of low on time, let's check out Alex. Under 30 seconds. They got doubled pawns on the c file. But looks like Alex is up in exchange, so that's always nice. Yeah, c5 pawns hit twice, but defended twice. So how do you make progress if you're playing with the black pieces here? I would start with f5. I feel like f5 was good. Okay, attacking. Well, yeah, what does this do exactly? I feel like the rook's kind of awkward there. Queen steps up. Yeah, I guess the problem with f5 is you hang e5. Only 20 seconds. So queen here defending e5, perhaps preparing for e5. Queen out, this hits the knight. Six seconds. Oh my god. Okay, queen defends the knight. So now does white attack with the pawns? No, queen here. This hits the bishop. Move the bishop. Pretty simple. And now, is f5 ever going to be played? Yeah, I don't know. Why did you put the rook on b5? I don't know what the plan is there. Probably you want to... Okay. So f5 is on the board. White can take with the pawn. Probably black takes back with the rook. And then like rook h5 is an idea. I could also see pawn takes. Yeah, 8 seconds to a minute. Kind of hard. Let's see Ben's game. Back to Ben. Ben down on time. Under a minute. Ooh, a sacrifice on g7. If king takes, there's rook d7. Or queen d7. Probably mate soon thereafter. Or at least winning. There's no rook f1 check, unfortunately. If like king takes, queen check, king f6. Okay, taking here, threatening a check. Knight f5. Oh, Forktown. Forktown. Population. Jackie. Wait, what? You gotta move the rook, right? You move the rook, check, king over. There's another knight check, either which way. Yeah, knight takes h6 is another idea. Oh, this isn't good. This isn't good. Wait, what did black need to do here? Knight takes... Oh, it likes rook f1. Rook f1, rook f4. That's some crazy stuff. Pawn takes and now just knight f5. So now pawn takes, king to b1. Wow. Yeah, you don't want to take on b2. There's too many checks after that. Ooh, let's go back to Alex's game. Only 8 seconds still. To 27 seconds. Wait, is that... No, that's not a free bishop or pawn. Bishop defends it. King is migrating. The king wants to move, relocate. So this game is kind of interesting. Yeah, the king is just running. The king is running. I don't know though. I don't know which side's safer. The rook goes back to b5. Home sweet home. The rooks are doubled on the b file. I don't know why. I don't think you want to sacrifice. Is the king going back? The king shuffling? We got a king off here between these two players. Okay, white breaks the king off. Rook over, knight over. Oh, attacking a5. Can we bring the queen over? No. No queen c7 move. Okay, keep it closed. Yes. Yes. I think that was a mistake from white. Now, since black has rerouted to the other side here, I think this favors black. Yeah, h5 very passive, allowing for g5. This knight, though, on c4. Okay, bishop d8. Can we go bishop d8? There it is. Queen over, defending, attacking. King steps up. Queen and rook doubled for white. Players playing fast. David beat Kevin. Did I get that point on the board? I don't think so. So Kevin, 0 for 4 today. Unfortunate performance from the board too. Team leader, team captain. But regardless of the result, Michigan will be making the playoffs, as well as Bucharest. They will be making wild cards. They do play next weekend. We have a draw offer between Alex and Radu. Yeah, this position was knotted up and even. So back to Ben's game. Ben versus Jackie. Looks like... Wait. A3 now? Hold up. Do you have any checks? How are you stopping A2? Oh my goodness, Ben. Ben, I thought you had this in the books. Here. Oh no. Here, knight takes, hits the queen. Queen here. Knight f7, check. King g7. Rook d7 perhaps missed. Takes here. There's queen d7. Yeah, knight f7 is not the move, unfortunately. So Jackie's the one that's undefeated. Jackie at 4 for 4, taking down Ben in a very close game. Ben missed a couple checks. Healthy Brick got a win here. So their first point, their full point, they had 2 draws, 1 win, and 1 loss. So very even for Healthy Brick. Pretty solid performance from the 4th board. Overall, wait, am I missing a game? I didn't give Alex their half point. Half point here. And I guess a half point for Mr. MVJK. So they're up to 2. So final score 10.5 to 5.5. So well done to Bucharest. They got one more game now against Harvard. Let me adjust the scoreboard. All right, do you guys think Harvard will do better than Michigan? Better or worse? You think they'll do better? Are you a Harvard fan, Global? You might be the B team captain, if I'm not mistaken. Let me change my title. How did Harvard do against Michigan? Would be my question. Let me see. Harvard B is playing Purdue later. Okay, let's see. Michigan versus Harvard. I think Michigan beat them 10-6. All right, am I still following the players? Yeah, technically I guess their match should have started. Okay. We do have a couple games have started, so we got yeah, the games are starting now. Nice. So yeah, Bucharest going back to back, 2 consecutive hours of matches. Very nice. So let's see. We got Radu Christian versus Jimmy. Jimmy, the team captain from Harvard, the club president, I believe. So Jimmy's playing as the board 2. Jimmy, I think, normally is board 3. So Harvard had to swap out Jennifer Yu, who's not playing today. Hopefully she'll be playing for the playoffs. So yeah, both of these teams should be moving on to wild card weekend, which is next Saturday, a week from today. Their results today determine who they'll end up playing. So after today is done, assuming all the matches have been played, we should know who they will be playing next week. So that will be exciting. We'll probably get out a playoff bracket, which is pretty cool. So players can make predictions. Something like that sounds pretty fun. But yeah, basically, if you win your wild card match, you make it to quarterfinals. If you win your quarterfinals match, you make it to semifinals. You guys know how it works. But what's important about semifinals is that you're guaranteed money at that point because you're in the top 4. So basically, after today, if these teams win 2 more games, you're back in the prize pool. But that's why Yale and Warsaw are in such a good position, because they automatically qualify for quarterfinals with a top 2 spot in their group. So they don't have to play wild card. Wild card is on Saturday, a week from today, as I've said. And immediately after that, the very next day, on Sunday, they will play in the quarterfinals. Whoever wins. Okay, is knight takes e3 winning material? Maybe queen takes, maybe queen trade now. Queen takes b4, pawn takes. I mean, even if white isn't losing material, pawn taking on e3 is pretty bad. So, okay, they take with a knight here. And now maybe queen takes b3, doubling white's pawns. Am I missing a game? I have a feeling I am. Well, I mean, I don't see the 4th game. Hold on. So who's missing? Probably the top board, Jackie, right? Jackie versus Marissa Day, Jason. Why am I not following their game? Yeah, I don't know. They're not playing. Very peculiar. Okay, so we do have a trade of queens. And now rook is attacking the b pawn. You could go maybe bishop e6, hit the rook, give up the pawn, and then take on a2. At least get the material back. I don't think you can save b4. So is Jimmy going to find bishop e6? There it is. Rook takes, probably bishop now, takes a2. No? Is bishop a2 a problem? I don't know. There goes the b7 pawn, though. Rook takes b7. Wait, rook takes b7? There's taking on a4? Hold on. Yeah, I don't know. I guess just saving the knight and now rook takes b7 is a threat. Yeah, this is a Romanian team. So, at that's my time. Yeah, in like 10 minutes, U Chicago will play Georgia Tech. So either we'll tune in for the end of that or we'll start it at the top. I don't know. Also, if Global is listening, I don't like reaching out to players mid-game because I don't want to distract them, but Jason Zhou from Harvard, Marissa Day, I see both Jackie and Marissa Day are online. So, like, I don't know why they're not playing. If they could try to challenge each other, that would be appreciated. Okay, what ended up happening here? Yeah, there goes b7. So, didn't defend b7. And now you lose 2 pawns. Okay, you get one of them back. Yeah, I guess you're already down a pawn. But yeah, this pawn on c6 is very annoying. So I'm not sure what the plan is there. A Wonder is playing. We should watch the whole thing. All right. Wait, knight takes? Hello? Knight takes, knight takes. Ouch. What a gnarly move from Radu. All right, so I guess in 9 minutes we're gonna watch A Wonder Liang. A Wonder has to be one of my favorite names. It's up there. It's a wonderful name. For sure. All right. God, I love that rook d5 move. Rook d5 to b5. So pretty. Also, like, the e pawn is hanging. Yeah, rook takes e5. Bishop hits the rook. Rook takes on c6 allows rook takes e8. So, save the knight first. Now the rook defends the pawn. Yeah, I mean, white's just up 3 passed pawns on the outside. This is going to be tough for Jimmy to hold on to. Let's check out Chocolate Gummy versus the FIDE Master. Apparently, this bottom board is Dolana, Andre, Theodore. It's dropped down to 5th after a wonderful name, I said. Isn't Min's username like A Wonderful Time or something? What is it? That'd be funny if his name was a one. Okay, Marissa Day and Jackie have started, so that's good. I heard a rumor, if we do switch over to UChicago's match, and I guess we should. Rumor has it that UChicago will likely bomb cloud many of their games. I'm not sure if this is true or not. I've only heard rumors. All right, Jimmy lost his game. Yeah, looks like Chocolate Gummy's doing well, especially on the clock. The threat was to take on a3, so bishop takes, knight check. Oh, knight check here wins that rook. And now rook d1. What do you do about rook d1? Don't even take on f8. Don't even need it. Rook d1. Or c1. I mean, rook c1 allows for the queen sacrifice, which, you know, it's not too bad. But, like, why even give them the option? Yeah, Black's relishing the moment. Really just soaking it all in. Also, double threat, like, not just threatening mate, also attacking b1. Just don't flag. Yep, there it is. Rook d1, space for the king. Now you take on f8? Maybe? Or you take on b1? I don't know. Yeah, f8. There's queen h6 check. Queen h6. It's queen a3 check. I don't know. It's a couple checks. But your bishop is hanging. You only have 3 seconds. So there's a check. don't go to g8 because they take on h7 with check. So king here, queen check, king over, rook check, pawn block, queen check, rook check. Oh, take on e4 with check, king here, queen f5. Yeah, pawn block, rook check, or queen f4 check. Okay, queen d4 check. There's pawn block. No, king here. I'm not sure if I like that. How about queen e4 again? 7 seconds. Rook takes f3. Rook takes f3. If pawn takes, there was rook g1 check. So now king takes, king here, queen to f4. Beautiful finish from Chocolate Gummy. Love to see the tactics. David beat Yoon. So point here. Point here. Now we got Marissa Day versus Jackie. Jackie only having used 8 seconds so far. Marissa Day about half their time remaining at 2.5 minutes. Positions looking fairly even. Not too many trades have happened yet. I like queen d2. Just attacking that pawn. Queen d2. King h7. Makes a lot of sense. So apparently this game started late because Marissa Day's rating was too low. Unbelievable. Imagine having your rating too low. No, I guess it's in Jackie's settings. Or maybe it's because they're titled. I don't know. I don't know what the settings are. But yeah, that's interesting. Too low rated. Must be this tall to enter. Yeah. Marissa Day needs to get a win here. So they can prove that they're high enough rated. But anyways, I should try following the Chicago players soon. I feel bad leaving the match though. But we did watch all of Bucharest's first game. So we watched 1.5 of their matches today. We only watched half of Yale and MIT. Although MIT was getting dunked on, unfortunately. Although Nguyen Lee did beat Uni Kim, I believe. I believe Nguyen Lee took down Doraemon. So that was a top board from MIT, taking on the FIDE Master from Yale. They're board 2. But yeah, Marissa Day, I mean, even if Marissa Day's position is fine, even if they're doing better, they're down 4 minutes. That is too many minutes. That's not 1 minute. That's not 2 minutes. That's not 3 minutes. That's all 4 minutes, man. All right, saving the bishop. Looking at that g4 pawn. Probably h5, no? h5 just makes a lot of sense to me. h5 is something I would do, given the black pieces. But I am not an international master, so let's see what Jackie does. Let's see if Jackie agrees. Ah, look at that, h5. I'm an international master now. I think that's how they give out the title. I think Jackie probably like was watching chess on chess.com one day and just guessed like one of the top players' moves, and then the next time they logged in, they had the IM title. So hopefully after today, I'll log in and I'll see that I have the rightfully deserved international master title, and like it'll say for guessing the move h5 on move 20 between Jackie 72 and Marissa Day. I don't know, just a wishful thought. Rook f5 is nice for white. Now, if I guess this move correctly, then I'll get Marissa Day's rating. I'm an international master. I'm not 2168. My rating is high enough to challenge Jackie. Actually, that's a lie. My rating is below Marissa Day's right now, so I wish I was 2168. Okay, does black check or take? They decide to check. The b7 pawn's hit. If you play b6, there's knight c6, perhaps. I don't know if knight c6 is even that good. So they played it. I don't know where the knight wants to go from there. Black's offering a rook trade. I believe it is time to switch over to UChicago.